Hello, so I'm just waiting for a what I eat in the day video to upload. So whilst I'm waiting for that to be done, I thought I would do a building self-confidence video from my building self-confidence uglyduckling.blogspot.com site, and it's 5 things to help with confidence. So the first one is look at old photos and times where you were confident and why. If you are going through a change in your life, it can cause a lot of insecurities, lots of anxiety, and as your body develops, so do your hormones. And men and women both have hormones, but different forms. Testosterone is a male hormone. And with women, it's more we have anxiety about ourselves in terms of like how we look in the mirror. You are more prone in gaining weight as you get older, because we develop, and it's not so necessarily that you're getting fat, is that your body changes as you get older, because you need now this is why I want to address this, because I don't want people thinking that I'm encouraging people now to have an eating disorder because I've said that. It's because when you become a teenager, that is when you really need to start taking care of your body and of your emotions, and that means learning about the human body, why we need to be of a certain size, because we need insulation. Insulation is a form of fat that you need in your body to keep you from being cold all the time. And so when it comes to self-confidence in women, it is mainly self-image, and with men it's more sexual, and it's proven, that is the case, because men have testosterone, women don't. We have a different type of hormone, a hormone where our body starts to change, ready for when we get older and we become sexually active ourselves, and also because our bodies are made to carry children, and that's the difference. And as you get older, you become more aware of things like about yourself. And so what I would say is, if you can find a photo, and that's what I've done some photo books recently. And so if I ever get those days where I don't feel good about myself, I want to be able to pick them up and look at them and feel, actually, I don't look bad. So do things like that. Find a photo or photos where you were happy about yourself, and write down, why. What was it about that time that made that you were full of confidence, you had a spring in your step, and that's a good way to address, okay, so what's changed now? And it can be, because when you carry children, you can have your body changes because of that, because you can get stretch marks and a cellulite. So that's why, it's good to, as a teenager, what I would say is to start to learn about your body. Don't get stressed out about it. Try to teach yourself about your growth, and because obviously everybody is different, but if I'd had better education about my body and what it was made for, and listen to what your body needs, then it would have helped me when I started to have a really bad relationship with food and weight. And looking back on photos, it has helped me, because I thought I thought I was big, I thought I was fat there, and I wasn't, And you find that at that time, sometimes at the present moment, you see the negative, because you and it is a form. This is how eating disorder develop, is because you see yourself like that, and that's what you see. You see yourself like that. Because you're so anxious about your weight and the way you look, the image of yourself becomes bigger, and makes you look bigger. When in actual fact, if you look back at that time, you'll be surprised how actually I wasn't fat there, but at the time I thought I was. So looking back on photos and going over the photographs and find different ones, times where you felt good, times where you didn't, and what was the difference between those, and you'll be surprised how you look at yourself when you look at past photos. And I've always done that, and I'm glad I've done it, because that has helped with my confidence. So find photographs and do what I always have a happy journal, but one thing I would like to do when I move is create a wall of happiness. So all pictures that make me happy of myself, with the people around me, because that can make a huge difference to your confidence. The next one is, as I said, number 2, keep learning about yourself. So there's people who are very sure of themselves, even as a kid, but there's loads of kids who aren't sure of themselves. They don't know who they are. They resent themselves, and we can be, as much as we don't like people having a go at us, we can often be our own worst enemy. I used to be so critical of myself, and even now I do. I feel like I have to apologise all the time, when I'm just normal. I'm a human being, and I'm allowed to get angry. I'm allowed to get sad. It doesn't mean that I'm losing the plot. It just I am a person who wears her heart on her sleeve and sees both sides of the coin. So I do believe in star signs, because I am a typical Libran. Because I always do. I always see both sides of the coin. I try to make sense of things that have affected me in my life. And look, if you keep learning about yourself, then you'll be surprised of what things you never thought you could do, but you've done. Like, I knew that doing the Great North Run would be the biggest thing, as well as becoming a parent, and if I completed it, it would change my outlook, like I've never known before, and it did. And when I completed the Great North Run, honestly, the feeling was like, wow. I couldn't believe that I actually did it, because I didn't get nervous about it at all until the day before, and I felt like I was going somewhere and there was a chance that I might not come back, and we get very emotional about it. And then they sang, as I was waiting to get started, they had a choir there singing one of my granddad's favourite hymns, Abide With Me, and oh my gosh, the emotion just came out of me. And then I thought, no, and I saw people on crutches, people, and they were, bigger than me, but they were still, was like raring to go, and I thought, wow, that goes to show that size actually doesn't matter. If you've got the confidence to run or walk, just go for it, because you'd be surprised that, there was the guy on 2-6 I always talk about, who wanted to know who I was. I never met him in my life, and then him and his, I would assume, large something, but he had people around him, and he encouraged them to cheer me on, and I was like, wow, you know what I mean? It is, if you ever get the chance to do a marathon, do it, because honestly, that's where you see the good in people, honestly. Even when I did the London 10k, and I've done that twice now, honestly, you have people that you never met before giving you encouragement, like, that is unexplainable. I mean, it is. They are wonderful things to do, and I would like to do another one at some point because they are brilliant. And then when people who I was working with found out I was doing them, they then asked me if they could join me, and I was like, fine, yeah, that's great. And the company I was working for at the time, they did a Just Down Day for me to raise money for the cause that I was running for. And even one of the managers, who I wasn't always sure about, said to me, I really want you to do another walk or run. So I said, oh, okay. So I did. And then when you do things like that, that's when you really learn about yourself and what you're capable of doing. Don't go into it not running. If you're doing like a run event, don't go into the mindset, well, I haven't done any running up to it, so I'll just do it there. Because honestly, don't underestimate marathons, but you can do it, but you do have to train for it. I'm just going to put it there. And then the third one is look after yourself, which is the same way. And when you start to set challenges for yourself and come out of your comfort zone, that is a form of looking after yourself, because you're starting to see the good in you you didn't want to see, and the inner critic gets shut down when you start to learn about yourself, set challenges for yourself that you never thought you could do. I mean, I am a naturally shy person. I've always been very shy, and even when I went to birthday parties and I didn't know anyone, I would get upset with how shy I was. Yet when it came to dancing, I never got shy once. I did get nervous during a few exams I was doing, but even they bypassed, and it never affected me at all. And someone says, how? Children, I can't explain it. So when I went to holiday camp, I would every night go into a venue called Jack's most of the time, and I would be partying the night away. Still go to work, because I wouldn't come out there till about 3 o'clock in the morning, and still go into work for about 7, 8, and I had a way of a time, and it didn't occur to me that, and I would get up on the stage and dance because they encouraged it. And it wasn't like something that I consciously did, it's just something I did, I've always been that person that if I see a disco, I want to get up, or a club, I want to get up and dance, because I love dancing, I love going out and having a good old dance, and I've always been that way. So things like, on stage performing, that's never affected me. But things like talking, I remember I became a form counsellor at secondary school, and I had to do this reading when they used to have like a chapel on a Friday, if you wanted to attend the chapel on a Friday, you could. And I had to do a reading. I remember shaking like a leaf, and I was relieved to get to the end. Yet when it came to doing drama and performing in plays, like when I was in Macbeth, I had no nerves or stage fright or anything like that at all. And again, I don't know how to explain it, because I don't know, it's just something that I suppose I've been used to, because a lady called Sylvia Dow, who was my first dance teacher, she would often do lots of plays and stage shows. We used to do a Christmas show every year, and I loved it. I loved wearing the different costumes. We would sing different songs. I even had my own solo part. They even did a production of Bugs Me Malone, and I didn't even remember, but I was the head gangster, which I always wanted to play. I never realised that I actually played that part, but I did. And it's, once you start to learn about yourself, then you start to learn how to look after yourself. So self-care. I know people, it's a cliche because everybody talks about it, but it is important. You know, I like having my hair done, and that's one thing I'm really looking forward to, is that once I'm getting ready to move, and once I move, then I want to change my look a bit. I want to get my hair dyed like I enjoy. I start to, you know, I look after my skin. I've always been someone who looked after my skin, and that's helped because I suffer with dry skin. Luckily, I was never someone who suffered with acne or anything like that, because I know a lot of people that had acne or spots and zits were often called pizza face, which I'm glad I weren't. But they used to pop up my teeth because they often used to be yellow because of tea. That's why I don't drink a lot of tea now, because it does stain your teeth if you drink a lot of cups. So it's looking after yourself where you don't get self-conscious and you can feel good each day. So it's important that you look after yourself. And then in the fourth one is create new habits. So I'm not one who likes to make her bed. I'll put it there. But I am someone who likes to have a cup of tea in the morning, take it easy. I like to work by my own schedule. I like to, you know, I like to have like about 3 or 4 coffees a day. I can't always get my words out. I do think that gibberish is a language, so I often used to talk it. But creating new habits, like, I mean, if you do feel like down because you don't make your bed, then make it. But I don't, and I don't feel guilty about that either. You know. But then I do like to look after my personal hygiene. It's very important to me. I like to have a good working system where I'm doing things I enjoy. It's giving me a sense of purpose. And like making sure I brush my teeth each day. Making sure that my desk is tidied. Even it comes to the point where it you know, it gets so full of crumbs that it's like, I need to deal with this now. But it's creating habits that gives you a spring in your step, that you know, and you started to blend into it, to be honest. So, you know, and writing in the journal, that's something I always do. Practice gratitude, that's been one of the biggest things I've done that's helped change the way I see myself and the world. And then the fifth one is good relationships. So, you know, sometimes we don't know about someone, but then certain things start to creep in, like they will purposely be late to meet you, and they make up they've been to work when they haven't, and they've been with someone else, and not been honest, and made you wait around for like 3 hours, and then told you to meet you at the venue where you don't know where you're going. And then, you know, obviously my first marriage has broke down, because it was just, there was nothing there in the end. And so it's important to form good relationships where you can talk about anything and everything, where you don't feel self-conscious, that you can talk to them about anything that you're feeling, that it isn't a one-way street. And so good relationship, it does help with confidence, because they see the good in you, they relate to you, and they you know, are someone that you may not see all the time, but you know, will always be there. And when you see them, it's that you've never been apart. So they are the 5 things that can help build your confidence. I probably will do another video like this. I would like to talk about money at some point, because even though I don't see myself as a financial guru or anything like that, it is something that I have been conscious of, and something that has helped me to be where I am today. and how my relationship with money has changed, and that's something that I would like to talk about at some point. But as for this video, this is it. This will be on my life coaching course that I'm putting together, but it'll be up on YouTube in a minute. And yeah, there will be some more videos. I hope that you're all getting help from these videos, and if there's anything that I haven't shared within these videos that you would like me to, then please put a comment below and I'll be happy to talk about it. Obviously if it's tasteful, if you know what I mean. Anyway, have a good rest of Friday. We've got the weekend, hallelujah. And yeah, have a happy life. Stay safe, stay strong, and never stop believing in yourself. So take care.